We are back, guys. I finally made it. I cannot believe this. This is exciting. It has been about 3 weeks and I have not been able to come on YouTube because life is crazy. Today I'm here to bring you guys a tutorial on how to shape, tweeze and fill in your brows. Disclaimer, I am a trained beautician. I have learned how to shape, tweeze my brows. Specifically, I want to go for brows on a budget. If you guys are interested, stay tuned while I clean up this mess of what is going on my face. There are plenty of brow products out there, but I'm here to share with you guys really one of my favorite brow products that I bumped into a few months ago. I've been using it like crazy and I think it retails for about $7, maybe $10, but on sale I can get it for about $7. You guessed it, BH Cosmetics. This has become one of my staple products in my beauty routine. I really, really love it. And let's take a look, see why. This has got it going on, from blondes to blacks to brunettes. It starts off with a pomade. Pomade kind of wax. It's quite creamy, but it does have the longevity of a pomade. And then it's got a medium kind of powder to set, and then a light powder to kind of fill in the beginning of your brow. I'm so bad at describing my brows. Please forgive me, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna have my mirror, but I'm also gonna zoom you guys in. Whoa, this is up close and personal, guys. This is a little bit scary for me. Okay, so as you guys can see, my brow seriously needs a bit of help. The tail here of my brow never grew out because I did tweeze a lot when I was in high school. You know, we're stepping into a new time now and Brooke Shields is making her comeback. So basically, I want to try and extend this tail because I don't have a lot going on there. There's this misconception that you cannot tweeze on the top of your brows. That's what I was taught anyways a long time ago. I tweezed down the bottom and the top had this funky party going on and it was just a big old mess. I want to show you guys how to shape your brow. I've got a slight arch and then the front here is quite sparse. So I'm going to start just by pulling all my brow hairs up with a spoolie. Just wanna be myself. Be able to clearly see where the stray hairs are, and then I'm going to kind of run them across the top, run them down the bottom. General rule of tweezing your brows is to eliminate any of the hairs that do not contribute to the shape of your brow. I'm going to go on with my tweezers, and I have got a generally sharp pair of tweezers here. They've got quite a nice angled tip to them, so they're quite easy to use. But I have found that blunt tweezers work really nicely as well, because even if you do catch the skin, we have all done it, please guys, let's not kid ourselves. Even if you do catch the skin, a blunt pair isn't going to hurt as much. This is how you want to shape them. You want to go from the corner of your eye, and where this point is right here, in here, that's where you want the tail of your brow to end. It's a significantly long tail compared to what I have now. But I'm going to mark this out and just put a little dot there. And then with your arch, you want to line your pencil or whatever you have going on up with the outside of your iris, I think it is called. And this is where you want your brow to lift. So I'm going to put a dot there. With the inside of your brow, you want to line it up with the edge of your nose to the inside of your eye to the inside of your brow. So this is generally where I want my brow to start. So I've got my general guideline of how I want to tweeze and how I want to shape. So I've got my mirror. I'm going to try my best to keep you guys in frame while I'm looking in the mirror. So as you guys can see, I have a couple of stray hairs here, and given they do not contribute to the shape of my brow, don't forget the general rule of tweezing your brows is that you want to eliminate any of the hairs that do not contribute to the shape of your brows. So I have got a couple here that I'm just going to have a tug at. Another tip is my eyes are hooded, so I really want to spend time on emphasizing my tail of the brow to lift more than pull down, because the more that I pull it down with product, it's going to make my eyelids look a little bit more saggy. So let's start by just going in and doing this little number all over again. I'm going to go with my palette, and not to mention that I've got a $3 product here from e.l.f. One of my subscribers lovingly did suggest to me. I like to mix shades. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my black and a little bit of the brown, and that's gonna give me more of this in between black brown color that I do have. I have more of a mousy brown color. The tail of my brow, I want to go on with the darker black, so I guess more of the black. And so I don't get too much product, I'm just going to take a little bit on my hand, and I'm going to flick out my hairs for the 100th time and just glide this down. Yes, my subscriber was not lying. This is a nice brush. Thank you guys for your recommendations. I love it. Just keep them coming. Basically, you just want to mimic the little hairs of your brows. You don't want it to be too thick. You don't want them to be like big chunky lines. You just want to mimic what the natural hairs in your brows are doing. I want to try and keep it a little bit more natural because I'm not some Instagram person that's gonna like shape out my brows with concealer. I'm not really into that. Okay, so I'm just going to thicken the wing up there a little bit and pull that line down so that it meets. And then I'm going to go in and just use the tip of the brush to fill in this part here. It's a really nice brush because it kind of disperses the product really nicely. Like I feel like it's not packing on too much product, but it's applying it really, really smoothly. So Chibo, I'm super happy with this. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more here and just more of the brown, I think, because I am getting closer to the beginning of my brow. I want it to be a little bit more all natural.
Something on my mind. I bet you know what I'm thinking about. You know I can't stop loving you. Every time when you're looking at me, it feels like my heart.
Done the general fill-in of the brows. One of my preferences with my brows is for that edge, that tail there to be really, really sharp. So to do that and to kind of ensure that the product isn't going to move, because a pomade, while it's wet, is going to move a little bit more, I'm going to go in with the powders, the two darkest powders, and create that sharper tail that I wanted. The inside of our brow here, we want to shape this out, but we don't want to do it in the same color, because naturally here the brow hairs are going to be a little bit more sparse and a little bit more thin, so you really don't want to chunk it up the same way that you'd have all this dark color out here on the tail. I'm going to go in with the lighter shades in my palette. I've got two kind of blonde, more blondie brown tone taupes going on here, and I'm going to use these colors just to fill in the beginning of my brow. Part of the brow as well. So for this, I'm going to turn my brush around and use the pointed edge of it just to flick upwards, just to kind of mimic the natural shape in which my brow is growing. To run through just to get the excess product off my brush. And as you've done it like this, you can see where the scraggly hairs are, and it does make it easier to tweeze them out when you have filled them in. So I'm going to go back in with my tweezers, and I can see a couple here. Cleaned up my brow. I'm really happy with the shape of it. I like it to be a little bit more messy, but I know that not everybody does that. Some people like a little bit of hold in their brow. So to stick with my brows on a budget, I'm going to go in with the Rimmel, I don't even know what this is called, Brow This Way Clear Brow Gel. The point of a gel is just to hold all those hairs in place. So the only problem that I don't like about this is that the brush seems to pick up a lot of the products. It starts to get a little bit gunky, so I like to just kind of take off a little bit, actually quite a lot on my hand there. This is how it always goes. I'm always left with this mess, and I have to be real conscious before I go out just to take it off. and just lightly feel that in my brows. So that is generally how I like my brows. I like them with a little bit of a tussle, something a little bit more rough looking. I like the end to be as sharp as possible and the beginning just to blend in and kind of move throughout the brow. There we have it, guys, my own rendition of how to fill in your brows. As you guys can see, everything just looks more pulled together than it did before. So if you guys want to see any more tutorials like this, please let me know. Please subscribe and like. Thank you to everybody that has been subscribing. It makes my heart like jump with joy when I see all the new subscribers coming in. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. It means a whole lot to me. If you guys want to see any more videos like this, just let me know. I know what I'm doing for the most part. I might not do it perfectly, but I have my own way. So if you guys are keen, just hit me up and we'll make it happen. Thank you guys so much for joining me. See you later.